The Trump regime just got censorship in their Epstein cover-up and Epstein cover-up in their censorship because they're punishing the Wall Street Journal for their recent reporting. Now, of course, the reporting does have to do with Epstein, but to me, this isn't even really like an Epstein story. This is the Trump administration despises the media, they despise the First Amendment, and they will take any opportunity to punch the media in the face. And so they're doing that right now. It has to do with Trump's upcoming 4-day trip to Scotland to tour his golf courses, which is a thing he's doing for some reason, and you and I are paying for that, I suppose. Anyway, journalists are gonna go, and normally the Wall Street Journal would be on that trip, but not this time because they did some reporting. And that's not allowed in America. And Karoline Leavitt had this to say about the decision: as the appeals court confirmed, the Wall Street Journal or any other news outlet are not guaranteed special access to cover President Trump in the Oval Office, aboard Air Force One, and in his private workspaces. Due to the Wall Street Journal's fake and defamatory conduct, neither of those things have been established. That's just a thing she's saying. They will not be one of the 13 outlets on board. Every news organization in the entire world wishes to cover President Trump, and the White House has taken significant steps to include as many voices as possible. That is a lie. So you guys did this reporting. We don't like it, so you're banned. And look, it's not like oh man, I just love the Wall Street Journal. How dare you do this to my boys? That's not what this is about. This is about the principle. And by the way, she's not wrong that the appeals court let them do this to the AP previously. The appeals court is kind of the actual bad guy in this case. Trump is gonna use whatever powers our judicial system stupidly gives him. And that's what they're doing right here. For me, this is about the war on the media, and it's about the freezing that's we're gonna experience here, because they did this reporting, and I am sure that they have all their ducks in a row in terms of authenticating the letter and all of that stuff. But now if you're one of these other outlets, are you gonna publish a story that's really critical of Donald Trump, knowing that your access to the president could be entirely cut off? Like maybe some will be bold enough or have enough lawyers or whatever. But are you gonna do that, especially knowing that you might be sued for $10 billion? The point of this is explicitly to get the media to back off of Donald Trump in a time when we need people to stay on the beat as much as possible. And Luke, you're a member of the media. I know you'd probably like to be on Air Force One. Are you gonna back off on Donald Trump a little bit to maybe go get to tour his golf course? What are you thinking right now?
I might ask Brian Glenn for some advice. Mr. President, how are you so good at, how are your ankles so hot?
That's Marge's boyfriend, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Why aren't you wearing a suit, Zelensky? So it's honestly a scary time. That is why it's so important they subscribe to your channel and mine. I'll just say it, fine. But it's exactly what we warned of. And one of the things that has been, you have just the terror of this administration. But then for advocates like us, I think there's a little bit of confirmations that we weren't going crazy during the campaign when Trump would talk about MSNBC being illegal and CNN being illegal and saying the government should come down hard on them. And then I would go to my MAGA relatives, or I would show up for debates and stuff, and they would just look at you like you were the crazy one. And come on, that's just Trump being a surfy, goofy guy. And then we see him get into power and do honestly more than tons of people expected, in not just his words, which he's always done a lot of with to threaten people, but really clamping down. I think the CBS example's the best example of it. And you have obviously you silence, what's the phrase? You silence one journalist, you silence a bunch, element to this, which is other outlets may never have to be punished by Trump, but they just see this environment of fear and they preemptively censor themselves. But the other part of it is the people who have bent the knee, and it's gonna be really weird if Rupert Murdoch becomes the hero of standing for free speech against Trump here, because the liberal outlets have been bending the knee, ABC, CBS, and allowing Washington Post in some cases with Bezos, and allowing Trump, this is the other bad incentive, to see, oh, it works. And so the more times that someone folds, the more times Trump is reassured that this is the correct strategy to get a more pro-Trump media landscape. And I think that precedent, it's not just gonna fall through the Trump years, but have a self-censoring effect for many years beyond that.
Exactly. Yeah, it's the purpose is to have a chilling effect. It will have a chilling effect, or what I think of as like censorship splash damage. Like you hit the Wall Street Journal, and a lot of companies don't have the reputation, the money, and the lawyers of the Wall Street Journal. If we get sued, that's it. You'll never see me again. Like I can't defend myself, and so yeah, it is a scary thing.